Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about kombucha. We'll be diving into the science, the drawbacks, and whether or not you should be drinking kombucha based on your health goals. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, especially if you want to receive more tips on how to build a better relationship with food, yourself, and exercise. All right, let's jump right in. What is kombucha? Is it really good for you? Or is it just another trendy drink on the shelves with a good marketing team? Kombucha is a fermented tea. It's made with tea, sugar, bacteria, and yeast. It's made with something called a SCOBY, which is an acronym for symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. And this SCOBY is what gives kombucha a fizz and a tangy taste. It happens through the fermentation process where the SCOBY helps to produce CO2, carbon dioxide, which makes it a little fizzy and bubbly. So basically, kombucha is a probiotic-rich beverage that has been around for thousands of years, originating in China, Japan, or Russia, depending on who you ask. Often, these things arise at the same time in ancient civilizations because they all had access to this technology, which is known as fermentation and has been part of our human evolution for a long, long time. People have long believed that kombucha has health benefits, and now modern science is starting to back this data. So what is all the hype about with kombucha? I'm seeing it pop up a lot in my coaching calls, in public mainstream health forums, and I just want to really break down some of the science to help you discern whether or not kombucha is good, bottled form, and depending on which brands that you buy. So let's just talk about a few key points here. Probiotics for gut health, right? That's a big, big claim here for kombucha. Because kombucha is fermented, it does contain, or it can contain, bacteria that helps diversify your gut microbiome, which is shown to be a good thing, the diversification, I mean. But this is a big but when I say but. Not all kombucha is created equal. Some brands, and a lot of brands in the United States, pasteurize the drink, the kombucha drink, and that kills the probiotics. So if you're drinking it for gut health, you want to make sure that it's raw and unpasteurized. The second health claim, is that it's rich in antioxidants and helps with detox. Kombucha does contain polyphenols, and that's from the tea that it's brewed with, which are antioxidants that help reduce oxidative stress. The fermentation process can enhance these compounds, making it potentially more beneficial than just drinking the plain tea, whether that's black tea or green tea. The third claim is it may support metabolic health, which is something I'm highly interested in. So some small studies suggest that kombucha can help regulate blood sugar and insulin sensitivity, but please don't go thinking that it's a miracle drink for weight loss, because you'll see later in this video that there's some drawbacks to that kind of thinking. And the last claim is that it's a healthier alternative to soda. And I'm a big advocate for this, because if you're trying to kick a soda habit, even a diet soda habit, kombucha gives you that carbonation fix without artificial ingredients and excessive sugar. Some other studies have studied drinking kombucha after workouts. And there is some data that shows drinking kombucha after a post-workout meal can help with protein synthesis and building back the muscle that is broken down during a resistance training workout. So the downsides of kombucha, because nothing is perfect, is it's not a magic cure-all. And there's some things that you should know before you start chugging it daily or making it part of your health ritual or thinking that it can give you a bunch of benefits. It's really good to know these next few key points. So sugar content, which is a huge one. Kombucha is made with sugar. It needs sugar to ferment. That's part of how things can be fermented. They need a substrate. And a substrate is something that the bacteria then feed and ferment off of. And that substrate in kombucha is sugar, often cane sugar, beetroot sugar. Sometimes molasses is used, but often it's just plain old cane sugar. And while some of it does get eaten up, like I mentioned, by the bacteria, most brands actually add sugar into the kombucha drink afterwards. I'm using GTs right now because it's the only one I really drink off of the shelf because they don't add sugar. They add kiwi juice, which is, I actually asked someone that produces kombucha. They said that kiwi is one of the less allergic. People are less allergic to kiwi than other fruit juices, so that's why they add it into the kombucha drink. Little fun fact for you. So some bottles of kombucha that add sugar to it can contain just as much sugar as a can of soda. So you want to look at that and read the label. Second is alcohol content. Because of fermentation, kombucha naturally contains a tiny amount of alcohol, usually less than 0.5%. But if it's home brewed or left to ferment longer, the alcohol content can rise. The third thing to look out for is acidity and tooth enamel. Kombucha is acidic, which can erode tooth enamel over time. If you drink it regularly, try using a straw or rinsing your mouth with water afterwards. The last thing I'll mention is it's not for everyone. If you have a compromised immune system, or if you're pregnant or have certain digestive conditions, kombucha might not be the best choice. So always listen to your body. So should you drink kombucha? So here's my take. If you enjoy it, drink it in moderation, especially those brands that don't add sugar to the bottle. You can see that under the ingredients label, whether or not they add sugar, right? We know, if you're watching this, you know, like to not necessarily pay attention to the nutritional label, but to read the ingredients and to make sure that it doesn't have added sugar in the ingredients list. So it's a probiotic. It can add a probiotic boost to your digestive system, to your gut, but it's not the only or even the best source of gut health or source of probiotic enrichment, so to speak. Fermented vegetables, kefir, and yogurt, they often have more diverse probiotics contained in them, partially because they still have that substrate, that sugar, which is lactose, to feed off of. When something's bottled like this, the bacteria start to die, those probiotics start to die. And now when I open this bottle, right, I'm going to now allow oxygen in, and now some bacteria are just dying gradually because the oxygen can kill some of that bacteria while I enjoy this drink. So now that I've opened it, I really should be consuming it within the next 2 to 3 days. And that's a pretty large bottle, so I'm going to share it with my house. So if you want to get the most out of your kombucha, here's how. Choose a low sugar, raw, unpasteurized brand. This is lightly pasteurized, by the way. Drink it in moderation. And like I mentioned, some of those studies show the benefits in protein synthesis to happen after a workout, after your healthy post-meal workout. And then if you have a little bit of kombucha with it, it's been shown to help with that protein synthesis. And if you're new to kombucha, you would ideally start slowly. And I always think that's a lot of it is because of the acidity. It's not necessarily, because of the probiotics, but also if you're not used to like drinking things like apple cider vinegar or lemon juice, that acidity can also impact your digestion. So your gut might need some time to adjust. So what do you think? Do you love kombucha or do you think it's overhyped? If you have any thoughts or comments about this, you can drop them below. And if you liked this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And don't forget to cheers when you're enjoying those kombucha. Prost. Enjoy. That's a really good flavor. If you guys don't know, lemon berry. Wow. That's good.